Marvel has finally revealed the new title, logo, and story for Spider-Man 4 in the MCU, and no, this is not an April Fool's Day joke. This was all announced by Sony at CinemaCon. Very bad timing by them to hold this convention over April 1st when a bunch of new movie news is releasing though. Getting right into it, yes, the new title for the movie is officially Spider-Man Brand New Day, and it is still releasing July 31st, 2026, so a couple months after Avengers Doomsday, and again, still before Avengers Secret Wars. I absolutely love this title and logo. It gives me those classic Spider-Man vibes. You know the text isn't exactly like the Spectacular Spider-Man, but the font and the vibes of it make me think of like an old Spider-Man cartoon, some early comic runs of Spider-Man, and it seems like we're truly going for like a classic feeling Spider-Man story, and that's definitely what the title is alluding to. Before we get into some of the story details and the comic that this title is based on, I do want to say some other things that the director Destin Daniel Cretton has gone over and confirmed. First of all, we do know he will get a new suit in Spider-Man Brand New Day, which is kind of disappointing, I'm not gonna lie, because me and so many other people were really hoping that Spider-Man would keep his suit from the end of No Way Home in that final swing scene. It looks so perfect in that snowy night atmosphere, and I really wish they kept this suit around for a movie. Hopefully he keeps it for like half of the movie before switching to a new suit though. But some of the other things Destin Daniel Cretton, again the director of Shang-Chi, is the one directing this movie too. Some of the other things he said actually has me really hopeful for this film. He said it will be an emotional ride that we haven't really seen before. This quote right here is really the thing. He started off by saying, "A couple hours ago I lost $200 at the roulette table. I hope this goes better than that did," talking about the reveal of Spider-Man 4's title. "My 1-year-old's first words were Spider-Man. There's something about this character, his imperfect, messy humanity. To say it's an honor to be standing on this stage is a pretty big understatement." That's the key word right there, the messy humanity. He also went on to talk about focusing on the swinging scenes and the emotional impact of all these things that I honestly feel like we've been really missing in the MCU. Like, they've been pretty solid movies all around. Really like Homecoming, Spider-Man No Way Home in theaters the first time was magical, but we've been missing some of those core Spider-Man elements, and it seems like Destin Daniel Cretton is truly a huge fan of the character and is going to give us the story we all deserve. Now, the title being Spider-Man Brand New Day has had a couple people kind of up in arms because it's from a not very popular comic storyline, and this comic storyline does take place after One More Day, which in the events of that movie, Spider-Man leaves MJ, Doctor Strange casts a spell to make everybody forget that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. It's very clearly the movie that inspired Spider-Man No Way Home, but as always, they take like one core element from the comic and do their own original storyline. So I think people that are looking for like the exact Brand New Day storyline to be brought into the movie are really missing the point. Marvel never does this. Like, think of Avengers Age of Ultron. That is not the Age of Ultron comic storyline, but they take the title of it and do their own thing with it. They're definitely not going to one-and-one adapt this and all the characters from it. So some things that are important to note in the Brand New Day comic line is when we do see Martin Lee introduced, he starts working for Feast, and this has been theorized for a long time. Maybe he will at least be introduced in Spider-Man 4 Brand New Day, and I do think that's possible. We saw Aunt May working at Feast in Spider-Man No Way Home, so I don't think he'd fully become Mr. Negative yet, but a Martin Lee introduction would definitely be dope to see in this movie. People are theorizing that Sadie Sink's going to play like a new version of Jackpot. Again, don't know if that's really true or not, but we still have no confirmation on who Sadie Sink will be playing. It is confirmed she is the third lead of the film though. Now, this isn't from Sony's announcement or anything, but a couple days ago we got a main leak from the Insider here, who everybody hates, but he does actually get a decent amount of things right, where he said that the Chameleon will reportedly be the main villain of Spider-Man 4, which honestly I think would tie up with everything we've learned from this movie so far pretty nicely. Because I'm not trying to be like crazy reading too much into like the style of font and the logo for these movies, but it definitely seems like we're going for a vibe shift. It definitely seems like it's going to be maybe smaller scale, like I said, classic street level Spider-Man stuff. Because like I said, this logo is just completely a different vibe from these previous three ones that we've seen. Seems like we're entering a new naming scheme with Day likely being here. I can see some other potential titles being like One More Day for Spider-Man 5. Maybe his final days for the last one would be crazy. Make sure to let me know in the comments right now your predictions for future Day titles and what we could do, because there's a million possibilities with these. And I know some people are complaining about this online. I really like the idea of having Day be the new word. Home was getting really old really fast. Tom Holland also spoke on a recorded video to the people attending CinemaCon, because obviously he's overseas filming Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey right now. He said, "I'm so sorry I can't be with you. I'm halfway around the world shooting a movie. I know we left you with a massive cliffhanger at the end of No Way Home, so Spider-Man Brand New Day is a fresh start." It's exactly that. That's all I can say. So again, seems like we're leaving behind a lot of the Avengers stuff for this movie in particular. Now, who knows? We could have a post-credit scene where he gets like sucked into whatever happens at the end of Doomsday, and then they immediately go back to multiversal Spider-Man. One thing that's really interesting that's been resurfacing ever since Spider-Man Brand New Day got announced is this thing that got listed under like a Hollywood production site from last year in October that everybody just assumed was like a fake thing. But this was in October last year and it has the title as Spider-Man Brand New Day. As you can see at the very top, I know it's small font, but I'll explain all this to you. It says status May 25th, so like right around summertime, which is when we now know the film is going to be starting filming in the United Kingdom. And this is from the very bottom of the description. I literally just had to paste it into my notes so it was big enough for me to read on screen. It says, following the events of Doomsday, Peter Parker is determined to lead a normal life and focus on college, stepping back from his responsibilities as Spider-Man. However, peace is short-lived when a deadly new threat emerges, endangering his friends and forcing Peter to reconsider his promise, obviously referring to the end of No Way Home, where he promises that he's going to stay away from Zendaya and Ned. With his stakes higher than ever, Peter reluctantly returns to his Spider-Man identity and finds himself teaming up with an unlikely ally to protect those he loves. This is where it loses me because this is Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, Michael Keaton Vulture, Robert Downey Jr. Doctor Doom mentioned to join the cast. I do think there's a chance that this was the idea for the movie at one point. We know it's gone over multiple different versions of the script. Maybe it's the same general idea for a movie, but the unlikely ally is just going to be Sadie Sink's character in the film, and instead of like the Vulture, it's going to be like Mr. Negative, or maybe we'll end up actually seeing the Chameleon or something like that. And I can definitely see them trying to jam in Doctor Doom somehow into this movie, even if it's just the post-credit scene, because we know that obviously Peter and Tony had a close relationship. Peter seeing if Doctor Doom is like a different person now but looks exactly like Tony, it definitely seems like something they'd want to do to now bring Tom into Avengers Secret Wars. Let me know your thoughts on all this. If you missed the breaking news about Beyond the Spider-Verse, we got a first looks at the movie, release date, and so much more. Tap the video above my head right now. It's a banger.